Well, howdy and welcome back once again to the Withlacoochee River Railroad and another episode of, well, basically making things work. Like I said, and as I promised in the last episode of Monday Night Maintenance Madness, what we're going to do is we're going to get this car operational. Now we've got the trucks on it, and I want you to notice how much better the car just looks, just sitting so much lower. It doesn't look like it doesn't look like your average, Lionel 64 boxcar on steroids anymore. Now it looks like a scale model again, and that's what we're trying to achieve here. Let me move this back just a hair. And what we were intending to do with this car is get the couplers on it now. And once the couplers are on, and we've already determined that the height by the coupler gauge, on the back end of the coupler gauge, the height is actually right at the very base of the floor and right at the very top of the frame that's running the length of the car. So we've got some frame we've got to get out of there. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to cut it out. So, and of course I've been thinking things over and thinking on, okay, how can I make this work a little bit better? And of course I got to keep moving the camera around, and this really nice piece of garbage tripod I have is a real piece of work. It's so much fun. I got to get me a new tripod. I got to get a lot of things. Okay, so basically you can see how the bottom of the car is set up. You see this frame right here goes from one end of the car to the other. And basically when it had its Monarch couplers on it, they were just right here. They just sit in here. And they didn't have much movement anyway. So what we're going to do, one end at a time, and I'm just going to go ahead and remove this truck right here. If I can get on it. Everything's flathead screws here. I mean, this is back in the day. Of course, back in the day was right up through the 1980s. They didn't really start using a lot of Phillips type screws, and of course most of them are by JIS, which is Japanese Industrial Standards. Now we got a couple of ways we can go about this. This car does not have any washers on it, which is a plus. I have this here. And what it is a KD coupler box top. And we can cut it back that far, or we can take it almost all the way back to the body bolster here. I'm going to come in just a little bit right here and mark it. And that will give me, let's see here. I don't know that frame is actually screwed on. It might be. And you use just basically your standard metal cutoff wheel on your Dremel to make the cut. Not very difficult to do at all, is it? Alrighty. Okay, looks like it's nailed on there too. May have to drill a hole there. And hopefully that don't come out. I guess it's glued in there pretty good. Oh, that's warm. Okay, that's not a screw in there holding it. That is, I don't believe. Well, maybe it is. Oh, yeah, it's got a... All right. And there's more screw, another screw in the middle. Okay, that's good. That frame ain't going nowhere. Alrighty. If I have to drill a hole and screw the frame in elsewhere, I guess I can do that. Alrighty. There we go. And we've got a place to put the coupler. It's amazing how well that works. Now I'm going to put the truck back on because I'm going to make sure the measurement there is exact. And the reason I'm going to do that, well, it's obvious. Because if my view of it was just a little off, then the coupler will not come out at the right height. Which we always want our couplers to come out at the right height. Alright. You have to excuse me, I'm trying to use the camera to steady my hand there a little bit to get the screwdriver into the screw. Alright. Now, we're going to put the car back on the track, and we're going to do the same operation to the other end. And if it turns out that I need to shim the coupler down, I'll be able to. Looks like... Let me see if I can get back here on a little bit more. Oh, come on. Get on the track. There we go. Oh yeah, she's right about there, so yeah, she's right on the money. Alrighty, we got it. So what we'll do is come back, grab the screwdriver, and pull this truck off. Now the reason I do it one truck at a time is it makes more sense to do it one truck at a time. Alright. And again, we grab this and this because I need to make the mark. In the right place where I want it. Because to have a little bit more of that off of there. So we'll come back a little bit just like we did the last time. That still leaves a little bit of frame left underneath, since you're not going to really see it anyway. And that's the whole idea behind it. I'm getting ink all over myself. Ain't that wonderful? I'm using the same cutoff wheels I used to cut track with. Okay, we need to get back in it. go. We got it. Good thing I got my safety glasses on. Good thing that stuff ain't flying through the internet there. Alright. There we go. It takes a little bit to get it all on there and get that screwdriver on there. These screws do come in handy, believe it or not. Alright, now we're going to check this side for the height to see if we're right on it again. Come on now. Let's face it, pulling screws out and then having to put them back can be a royal pain in the butt. And of course, these are new screws, so they're working fine anyway for what we're using them for. Alright. And we get them in fairly tight without really affecting the work on the car body. Now, the reason I did those one at a time was to make sure that I'm measuring the right end each time. Alright. Let's get this in here. I expect this car to actually be rolling down the railroad today. Alrighty. Again, you remember what I told you about how you measure the height without the coupler. That's this end of the coupler height gauge. Oh, yeah. It's right on the money. Again. Looks like I got bigger wheels on one than I do on the other. Alright. That one's going to sit a little lower, but it may not hurt anything. Alright, now we're going to get it ready for actually putting couplers on. So, let's hop to it. Okay, so what I've got here now is I've got one truck off of it, and here again, we're going to put the top of a coupler draft gear box to work on for us. And we just come in here. And we make our marks for drilling. I've got the Dremel switched back over to being a drill again, rather than a cutting tool. And from the looks of that one, we'll be able to get away with one hole. What do you know? Alright. So, I'm going to turn the car on its side here. I'm going to come back in here with the Dremel. Hopefully not pulling the camera and the tripod over. Alright. Now you can do it this way. You can go ahead and use the drill press. I've got a drill press attachment, but I don't, for this simple drilling here, I don't see any reason for it. So, I got that off with just a hair, didn't I? Well, it's going to have to work, so I'm going to have to make it work. Yeah, it's not off that much. It's right about where I had the hole anyway. So, let me see here. I've got another thing of screws. And I've got some screws over here. Guess if I have to. Okay, very good. These here should work. I'm going to have to go back over there to, I'm going to have to get back over to Pickett's Hardware, Ace Hardware, and pick up another batch of screws. Now we got to put a pair of couplers together. Let's see, I got more 804s now than I do 805s. Here's an 805. I would rather have 805s on these older box cars because it just keeps a little bit more authenticity on that type of car. And what I do here is I pour the couplers into this magnetic holder. And I'll go ahead and pull it just to make sure all the springs get in there too. Because you know how those springs like to hide behind the, that piece of paper that's in there and getting caught up in that piece of paper in there. What a pain, huh? Alrighty. Let's see, we've got a coupler and a box top. Now I've got to smooth out this one edge of the, and everybody knows it because everybody's worked with KD couplers, right? You know how you got to take and fix the top on that. Alrighty. Now, is the knuckle spring in the... Yes, it is. The coupler has its knuckle spring in. It's a very simple way of putting couplers in. You hold it similar to that there. I like to use my larger screwdriver to pick the springs that, the centering spring, because it does hold it better. Okay, that one's got two springs together there. Gonna have to work that apart. The other springs are knuckle springs. Damn. Well, don't that figure? Well, we don't need two knuckle springs in the same. I'll tell you, these knuckle springs are a royal pain sometimes. Because you know how they'll screw themselves together. And not the centering springs. The knuckle springs are just as bad. Alrighty, they're starting to come apart. Oh, crud. See, that's when I lose the springs, not while I'm getting them in the box. When they get screwed together and you're sitting here fiddling with them, and they go flying off everywhere. Oh, what a pain. What a pain. What a pain that is. And I haven't been able to order any knuckle springs lately. Or not knuckle springs. Your knuckle springs are actually HO centering springs, I think. Oh, no, there is another centering spring down in there. This one probably does have two in it, but it's going to have to do the trick. Alrighty, again. Oh, shoot. Yeah, why did I do that? Alright. Alright, as you can see, you come in from the back here with your centering spring on the pick or on the screwdriver. Aha! Good thing I caught that, huh? You come in as lovingly and otherwise you're going to be opening up another pair of KD couplers just to get a centering spring. Alrighty. And we got it in. Very good. You get the top and you work it in over. You keep everything together as much as humanly possible. And there we go. And as you can see, I've got it working. Alrighty. Now, to put a screw in here, to get a screw in there. Alrighty. And getting that friggin' hole now. This is where you got to be careful because, of course, I've got the wrong top on it, but that's alright. I don't think it matters that it's a plastic top. Alrighty. Alright. Nice thing about the bottom of a wooden car like this is you really don't need two screws in it to hold it together. Alright. Now we're going to put the truck on and we're going to see where we're sitting on that coupler. And hopefully we won't need to be putting washers on this one. Yes, KD does make washers for O-scale, you know, resetting the O-scale trucks, but I don't much like them. All right, that's on. Let's see how she do. Shall we? All right. El perfecto el mundo. All right. We're good to go on that coupler. By George, we may just have this car rolling today. Isn't that wonderful? Now we're going to do the other one. All right. And we come along here. And we're going to do it again. And of course, that one's sitting there with a plastic top on a metal draft gear box. Ain't that something, huh? That's all right. That doesn't hurt anything. I don't think the coupler's going to care what it's sliding up on or what's holding it in, just so long as it holds it in. All righty. All right. And let's see here. I need my Sharpie. And I put quite a cut into the floor on that, didn't I? Make sure I got that. Alrighty. Gee, that old frame must not have been on there perfectly, huh? I'm getting all kinds of Sharpie marks all over my hand. Alright, I've already got a box top there, or a draft gear box top. Got my draft gear and my other coupler. The other coupler is complete with the knuckle spring. Let's get her together, shall we? The operation's exactly the same as it was the last time. You know, if you're sitting here holding it like on this end and trying to get that if you're sitting here holding it up on this end trying to get that coupler box in, it ain't gonna work. Gotta hold it like that and keep the coupler steady. And the spring goes in fairly easily when you... And you want to use a little bit bigger tool than you think. If you have a KD spring pick, yeah, that'll work fine, but it's... Okay, we're in. Like I said, that's pretty quick, isn't it? Oh, crap. I haven't drilled the hole yet, have I? Don't that figure. I've got the spring in already. That's the story of my life. We'll get that drilled here in just a second. Alrighty. You know, these KD couplers, they look so delicate. And yet, they are so robust. They really are. And you would think you wouldn't get anything done that way. Alrighty. That one ain't quite a ways. Rather hard. So there must be a... okay. When you got to set your coupler down loose like that, you want to set it down kind of gently and up against something so that the whole thing doesn't... Then when you pick it up just as gently, and you check your centering spring once again. And that will bring you to the point of getting it all together. Alrighty. And again, we take and we get this screwdriver lined up, get the screw lined up to the hole, you hope. You don't want it dropping out. You know, I'm not doing this on the perfect. Alrighty. There we go. And we be in there. Alrighty. In with the truck. These bolsters are slightly different on these two trucks. And oh, I'm not even in the hole. No wonder. I thought I was. Alrighty. There we go. Oh, jeez. There we go. Now we're in it. Okay. Now, we also want to make sure that these trucks continue to roll smoothly once we do get them on the track. So, you put the car on its top. Get you some LaBelle 108 oil, and you take care of those truck journal bearings. Maybe a drop or two, or 2 dozen on each axle point there. I don't care if it is a Delrin truck or one of these older trucks that probably have shoulder axles like on this end, on this other end here. You always want to get a little oil on there. It'll stop it from squeaking. And let's go ahead and check things out. Let's check our coupler height and see how we're doing, shall we? So we'll just flip the car over this way, bring it over. Oh yeah, it even rolls a little better now. Now, are we ready to check the absolutely good. Absolutely good. We cannot have had it any better. So, we've managed to get this car almost operational. We're almost there. So I'm going to take a little break, and then when I come back, hopefully this car will be riding in the train. Well, let's see here. Can you tell which car we were just working on? Yep, it would be that Pennsylvania wagon top car there. We got this one going yesterday. That one there, that one obviously needs a little work. That was I bought that car at the same time I bought that car. So, but it's rolling fine, but it kind of sits like 3 miles off the track. So, let's get this train rolling, shall we? And let's have us a little bit of train time fun. I'm going to go ahead and get my And it's working fine, and it looks great. It's rolling real good. That's just what we want to see. Oh, what happened there? Okay. We knew something like that was going to happen, didn't we? Alrighty. That does happen occasionally. That do happen occasionally. We do end up with one flying off the track every once in a while. Huh. It made it through the first time though, didn't it? Okay, if it does it again, I want to turn the car around and see if that makes a difference. So let's get her rolling again. Get this trainer rolling again. Well, staying on the track everywhere else, the bridge, Now that one hasn't come off before, so, alrighty. Oh, made it through the bridge that time. I may have to do something with that piece of track in there. Alrighty. That's the same place that other cars have a tendency to kind of drop off. So if you're going through there real fast, you're going to end up knocking the bridge off its pedestals. Okay, let's get this over the bridge. And what I'm going to do is turn the car around and put the B end toward the engine. And we'll see if it does it. It could be worse this way too. So, and it might just take a little bit of tweaking. All right. Let's see if those plastic wheeled truck goes through the bridge any better than the metal wheeled truck. Oh, crap. Did it again, didn't it? I don't know why, but it does. It just seems to fall right off the track. Right in there somewhere. So, yeah, in fact, it looks like it's going to be a little worse going this direction than the other direction. Alright, yeah, that stayed on that time. Alright. Alright. I don't know, that track didn't used to do that, but it has been pulled and fixed and manipulated several times, so it might have some kind of a kink in it that none of us can see. So, alrighty, well, we did get that car running. It is operational now, even though it seems to be somewhat limited. This Union Pacific car was doing the same exact thing on that bridge, so it's not a matter of, I mean, the track may be down such a wrong way, the way I put it down the last time, that we may be putting a strain on the track. So, basically what I got to do is find the problem. So until next time, I should be within the next couple of days coming out with a Withlacoochee River report, and of course I'll report on all of this. But I have some philosophies. Some people have wondered, okay, as broke as I am and stuff, and how I'm dealing with things financially, which has never been good for me, how I can still afford all these trains. Well, we'll get into that on the next one. Till next time, happy railroading.